Here's the problem, people, with stories with wishes. It's like time travel. There's too many loopholes in there, too many plot holes that you can go through.
Yeah. How come you didn't just wish for this?
Yeah. Right. And those cheetah effects, I like some of the effects in the movie. I didn't have a problem with a lot of them, but those cheetah effects were pretty, I thought, like, it got right down to. Some of it was all right, some of it was bad. Hey everyone, support our Patreon, which helps us to continue bringing you our live streams, videos, and podcasts while bringing you new content such as exclusive live streams and animated shorts. So last Wednesday, this is why we couldn't do Jingle All the Way, which is what we just talked about. We had to talk about Wonder Woman, and Billy was here to do it with us. And if you heard the review or saw it, we weren't as enthusiastic as some people out there.
Has passed.
Get used to it.
Now,
What did she learn that move, by the way?
yeah, that's apparently cheetahs get up and spin when they attack. Yeah, you don't know your nature videos, man.
It's not.
So this is funny because we had varying degrees of rental here. I think I was the highest rental, followed by just an average
Just
rental.
a rental, yeah.
And then we had low rental over here with Martin. And even I was kind of close to just rental.
And I was bordering on some old bullshit.
And I was bordering on low rental. And then we talked in the hallway afterwards. And my man brought me down to low rental outside the bathroom. We went to use the bathroom, and he brought me down to low rental.
We all want to be somebody else. So I gave it a high rental. You gave it a rental. You gave it a low rental. Meanwhile, you were boarding on some bullshit. Right. You were boarding on low rental. And I was like, well, I'm boarding on just rental, So Wonder Woman got us confused over here. Now, one of the things that was happening with that is that the movie came out early for some critics. They got the movie early, and they were able to review it, and they were talking about how great it was. This is the blockbuster of the year. This is the best DC movie they've done. And I just didn't feel that way about it, and apparently nobody else in the room did either. But we couldn't talk about some of the things in detail that made us feel that way. And there were some things that people are talking about right now, which I definitely thought about and want to bring that up at some point, but couldn't do it at the time. So now we're going to have just a short, sweet spoiler discussion. So if you haven't seen Wonder Woman, I got a message from the ambassador of Paris. I told you.
Oh.
Yeah, he told me, yeah. We have not received the Wonder Woman. Please,
Please, mon ami.
That is racist. Right?
Yeah, I know.
No one sounds like that, unless you got a message from Pepe Le Pew.
Le Pant.
Yeah, we did not receive Le Movie, the Le Wonder Woman. I did not. Somebody from France said we don't have it. Apparently, it's not in a lot of places in Europe. So they said, yeah.
They have a different kind of HBO Plus.
Yeah, in some places they're getting there in theaters and whatnot. So somebody said they're French with Mexican real quick.
And they're all Latin-based languages.
Exactly. I took a jet from France to Mexico real quick. But let's start with some of the things that we couldn't discuss. That is actually starting to be I'm not going to say controversy right now, but people are sitting up here saying, it was a little weird what they did there. And if it had been under different circumstances, it probably would have been it would have been controversial. And we're talking about this whole romance that she has with the fake Steve Trevor, which everybody thought, how did Steve Trevor get back? What did he do? How did he get back? Well, they just took the soul out of one dude's body and put it into another.
Well, yeah.
You know what?
Bitch, you know me! It's just short of that because that little walk down the stairs, he was like the fifth dude that was like, yo, what's up? I mean, dude, out there like all being nasty.
That's one of the things about the movie.
Want some dick?
Yeah, I had to look at it.
Yeah, no, for real.
Yeah.
Just she just didn't pass by a dude with his dick just hanging out.
Right.
Hey.
He was openly masturbating in front of her.
It is. I'm not gonna say dudes are rapists, but they are horny, man. Like every girl that's going by, like, hey, gorgeous, hey, beautiful. What are you doing? Hey, what are you doing, Queenie?
No pickup lines.
I don't even know you, so please stop following me.
I wish we had more time.
We don't survive.
Bitch, what you say to me?
My mama what?
I thought I told you to get your ass away from me.
And you really pushing it, goddamn. I thought I told you.
I told you nice.
Oh, you won't make me turn around. Okay, all right, motherfucker.
So if you've seen the movie, that is Steve Trevor in the body of another person. You know, when you watch the movie, the reason why we see Chris Pine is because when she looks into this person's eyes and when she hears this person talk, she sees and hears the personality of Steve Trevor. So then she actually sees the Chris Pine Steve Trevor. And so with this whole thing of, if you know the plot already, the plot revolves around a magic wish-granting rock. And I guess she wished for, I know, man. I was just like,
that sounds like something from Spy Kids.
It shit did, man. I was like, that's it.
You hated that.
It was as simple as that.
When they brought it up, I was like, I hope that's, I didn't hear that correctly, but perhaps they'll go into detail because she says like, oh, it's probably some gods who put this together. It's like, okay, she works with the gods.
Yeah,
we'll go into the history of the rock and which of the gods did this. Nah.
It's just,
and the way she explains it was like her homeboys down the street put it together.
Yeah.
She doesn't, there's no reverence in it at all.
It's some Indiana Jones thing where they just found it and accidentally they found out that it grants wishes and somehow fake Trump, Maxwell Lord, played by Pedro Pascal, who I did like in the movie, finds it. That's one of my things with the movie. He just found it and that was it. It's like a dude found a magic wish granted rock and that was it.
It seemed like he's just this, this con man who does infomercials, but suddenly he knows all about this rock.
Right.
When he hears about it, he's like, ooh, it's the rock that grants wishes. And it's like, wait a minute.
And gets in there.
Was he an archaeologist
easy.
also? Yes.
If this rock is so important, that shit needs do I need to quote Indiana Jones? That shit belongs in a museum.
But also, he leaves the plans out on the desk for everyone to see.
Yeah, they just leave the rock. They got the rock just out there.
You say, how you gonna bring him back? That bothered me the entire film. That it's somebody else's body. It just, I couldn't get rid of that.
Well, that's the thing, man. A lot of people are saying now, this is going from weird to when you get to scenes like this.
Yeah.
That bitch just raped him.
Yeah, that's it. Gertz was saying, so she Cosby'd him, basically.
Yeah. And people, what the funny thing is like, look, because I don't think, I'm not going to say rape. I will say one thing about it. I'm not going to say rape. I will say it is weird how nobody says shit about them taking this man's everything.
Yeah.
They sitting up in his house eating his Pop-Tarts, sleeping in his bed. And there are points where they're going through his closet and going through his clothes. Yeah. And can I just say that she must really be in love with Steve. Like I said, he must have dicked her down good because this dude was the worst, even for the 80s. Well, he was a terrible dresser.
Well, not only that, but
What do you think?
I mean, I didn't pick up on it, but there's been people who said there's clues that this guy was gay, which makes her doing that even worse.
Really? What's the clue?
I don't know. Like I said, I didn't pick up on it.
Unless it's the fanny pack.
But I saw it in several several different people saying that.
Little pockets in this.
That?
Okay, I don't know. This like
that or he's Eddie Murphy.
I mean, maybe he's in the Michael Jackson phase.
He's part of a breakdancing crew.
Yeah.
It's
it doesn't make sense for him to have breakdancing clothes.
Because I was like, okay, this is like a 30-something-year-old white dude.
Yeah.
Right, with Shabba-Doo clothes.
Yeah, he looked like he's in Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, for real, yeah.
Yeah, that was like the fanny pack and everything. Because he goes from anything from breakdancing to Miami Vice.
Right.
It's all over the pant. American issue bag. Adjustable parachute pants. On this one, I figure you are, but
it's like, okay, this dude was a little crazy himself with his fashion. He led many lives.
Well, but also this was just that part pissed me off. It was just the thing to get the gag for 80s clothes.
Montage.
This is why it's in the 80s, so we can do this.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, all this in the title and everything just for that?
Also all that in my one guy's closet? No, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. Get the fuck out of here.
This is like some GTA shit where you go to the closet and you just find all these different kind of clothes and shit. Yeah, exactly.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
This magic rock can grant your wish. It can whatever you need, it can do that. So why even have Steve Trevor take over somebody else's body?
can't he just
Why
manifest?
not bring back Steve
Why not
Trevor?
bring him back? Yeah. How's this Rock thinking?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not saying this is rape. I'm not going to take it that far. I'm not going to lose my shit over it because as far as I'm concerned, okay, it's a little foul that this dude had to be gone wherever he is, and he probably wakes up in the body. He probably woke up in the body of that old black man on the bench. It's like, hey, what the fuck happened? But
Ain't this about a bitch?
Well, I was like, it's all fine and good till she's getting you on Maury Povich saying, "Hey, I had a kid and it's your DNA."
It's yours.
And so you got to up 18 years of child support.
But I don't think it's rape. It's like, look, it's the mind and the soul of the guy. So I don't think it's rape. What I do think is like, damn, that nobody even thought about like protecting his shit. Nobody even thought about this dude's property. He was just kind of like, well, shit, Dad wanted what she wanted. She like, fuck this other dude. I know what I want. But I do think, and we talked about this last time, what I do think is that, and it's something to keep in mind, show of hands of how many people would have thought that, like, right now it's not a controversy. It's not a big deal. But it would have been a controversy had the genders been swapped.
Oh yeah.
God.
And people would have been saying it is straight up rape.
Yeah, exactly. You would have never heard the end of it.
Speaking of rape, man, for this to be such
Speaking of rape.
Well, for this to be such a strong, somewhat feminist movie, we got to talk about that rapist, man. Your boy that
But the one they keep putting back on the street.
The one that just keeps coming back. Boy, this man, I ain't laughing at the fact that he's a rapist. I'm laughing at the situation. So this is a movie that is supposed to be so strong with women power. It's supposed to be so empowering for women out there. And for a moment, I was like, all right, well, you're proving it right here when you knock this rapist out.
I'm just trying to help you.
You hear him still fall.
Now, that's cool. I'm like, yeah, that fool got what he deserved. But they just left my man there.
Yeah.
I'm going to get you, bitches. You can't keep a good rapist down.
Right.
I will rape again.
And you know what? And he
I'm hard
does.
right now.
Then, like, a few days later, in the same area,
Same
man.
outfit.
Same outfit. He got that trench
There's
coat.
that trench coat.
And the way he even looked at, hey, bitch, remember me?
Anything else I can get you? Me?
Okay, and it's really heavy-handed
Again,
that
come on,
every
man.
dude
Every dude except Steve Trevor is a creep.
is a creeper. Yeah,
This guy, coffee, tea. I remember watching it going, dick. And I was laughing to myself, and he goes, me? And I go, no.
Yeah.
You don't take my advice?
Yeah, believe me, I'm not hurt. I'm not sitting up here trying to make some point about men aren't treated equally here. No, I'm not. I'm just saying, man, that's just to me, it's just not bad writing that every dude.
Yeah, it was silly.
That's why
It's silly.
I even felt like this movie was almost anti-feminist in the way it was such a thing of, hey, put on those heels and have confidence.
Yeah.
And when you do something where you make it so simplistic, it's almost patronizing.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, all the men are bad, but all the women are good. And yeah, throwing on heels will do it. And Diana's so pure, she can only have one love. I'm like, all right, yeah, I get it. Captain America, he was always in love with Peggy, but he was frozen for decades. Diana was conscious for 65 years and still could not no other man. She didn't even spend that much time with Steve Trevor.
She must be a superhero. She got a force field to dick.
It's been 75 years. Nobody else in the 30s, 20s, in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s,
every other man
60s,
came
70s.
up short.
She got a vibrator named Steve.
Yeah. Yo, Steve got a dick down to his knees.
Yeah. But I'm looking at this rapist right here. My man, they really? So this is a movie where we got these strong women. You got a dude who's about to rape a woman, and you gonna leave his ass there to come back again in the same area? I tell you what, that must be a prime buffet going through that area because he is there. He got his ass beat and came back.
Hey man, this is where all the fish are.
Hey, slow down, sexy.
I was like,
I remember you.
Yeah, I remember that voice.
The one who's too stupid to go somewhere else.
But that is patronizing. It's like she's jogging. Hey, pretty. Hey, gorgeous. Like she's gonna say, skirt. Let's fuck. No, nobody does that.
And then
nobody does that.
And what's funny here is
guys don't do that.
Is that my man here gets his ass beat again.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, he's gonna be back tomorrow.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
He's coming back.
Yeah.
well, even when she
Better
does
kill me,
this,
bitch.
the only other male in here besides Steve Trevor and the guy whose body they snatched was the old black homeless dude.
Yeah.
And even he's like, hey, why you do this guy like that?
Well, it was crazy. I mean, she was about to kill a guy. And I know he wasn't there to see what happened before, so I get it. I'm just laughing about this. I mean,
He
this
knows
is,
what that guy's
this
about,
is almost
though.
comical. Like, you let this guy go. Shit, even when you throw him against the truck, it's like, shit, I'll be back.
When you demonize everyone, then it makes it so obvious that you're not being serious about your point.
No,
Right.
no, it's you're trying too hard to prove your point. I mean, seriously, people, we didn't need to have this. I'm not even trying to make a point.
And I'm on your side.
I'm on your side.
Right.
I'm not trying to make a point. I'm just asking for you to write well. That is shallow and real basic lame writing. When every dude, to prove your point, has to be a creeper and has to say something when a female passes by. Let a couple of dudes do it. We get it.
We get it. That's fine.
Not every fucking scene.
So people talking about her powers, and some people are saying things where I let it slide. They're talking about she just put, like Corey Goodwin said, she just pulling powers out of her ass, and I can see his point. Like that rope, he said that rope go from 6 feet to 30 feet, and I'm like, all right, you know what? It's a magic rope that lets people tell the truth.
It does, and you know what? If you watch it enough, Batman's cape does the same thing
I'm
with
not
no
wor-
magic involved at all.
I'm not worried about that. They say she can fly. Why? How all of a sudden she can fly? Now look, I think they don't use it consistently, but I think there was some points where you even saw in Batman versus Superman where she kind of flew into the scene.
Oh, she does plenty of flying in the other movies that take place after this.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
just that here was a big thing of like,
Or
okay,
learning how to fly.
Yeah, learning to fly, and that's the whole thing with Steve Trevor talking to her and walking her through it. I do think they spend way too much time on her flying because we see her doing these great leaps, so her flying isn't that much of a thing of like, oh my gosh, she figured it
Yeah.
out.
And they still shit the bed on it by showing it way too long.
Well, yeah, showing it way too
The
long.
effects are not great.
Yeah, I only had a problem with one power, and it felt like something they had to put in there because, well, at this point, people want to see it. It's not because it was developed well or written well. The invisible jet, man.
Yeah,
I was like,
Oh,
okay,
man.
so this is her explanation for how she turns the jet invisible.
Wait, I know. But in 50 years, I've only done it once.
50 years? You mean you have invisible power, and in 50 years you ain't used that shit?
No, that's not even my problem with it. My problem is, wow, you just gonna just throw it at me like that real quick.
That's what I'm
like
saying.
that, right?
It's
Yeah.
just all of a sudden. It's like, you mean to tell me, so all this time you had invisible powers that
Right.
could have been used in multitudes
He's
of
like, "Bitch,
ways.
you could have done that?"
And, oh yeah, I forgot. I can turn shit invisible. No, get the fuck out of here with that.
He's like, bitch, you could have told me this back in 1918.
Yeah, exactly.
And it is interesting. She doesn't use it in Batman v Superman or
No.
Justice League.
Nope. And I'm sorry, y'all. And I know people gonna talk about you nitpicking. No, I'm not.
No,
that's a major power.
because they stop and showcase that. That's not nitpicking.
But she brings it up like she remember where she lost her keys.
Yeah.
That's right. I did leave them on the counter. Like she's like, oh yeah, I've been trying to do this. Just shut up. Let me do this real quick. And then she just does it.
Yeah, nitpicking might be like, man, they stole that jet way too easily.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they did.
Those,
though.
those jets are not guarded at all.
They did steal
Anybody
way
just
too
walk in
easy,
there,
too.
and
Well-
apparently they just leave the keys in.
Ain't shit guarded well. How do you think they stole that magic rock?
Yeah.
Trick cheating thing like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fuck you on this desk right here. What is that?
Okay, that's another thing. Trying to be empowering the women, and the way he gets that rock from her is not empowering the women at all.
Well, he's a sleazy character, so he's a villain.
And she's desperate.
And she's
Well,
not the
desperate,
cheetah
yeah.
at the moment, so I
Okay,
get it.
all
You know,
right.
I get
Yeah,
it.
because she's still wearing glasses at that point.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. She ain't got her high. Well,
she took 'em off.
No, she
she's-
took them off.
that's when
No.
she's fine again.
No, she got her high heels.
Yep.
She's in her dress.
She got a new dress.
So yeah.
She went to the party looking
So
good,
she-
and he came out there with his
She's
slimy
new
ass.
to the sexiness, but
That's what it is.
But
Okay.
she got.
She hasn't reached her full potential yet.
She ain't got a
Right.
leopard print on yet.
Yeah, she ain't put all that shit on yet. But
Yeah.
but to be fair with the stone, remember they keep mentioning that they don't know what it is yet. They don't
Sure.
know that it's valuable yet.
Okay.
Yeah, but Pedro Pascal or Max Lord,
He
he
knows.
seems to know. He's all like, ooh, it's that stone.
Oh, I meant Cheetah. That's why she's
No,
lying around in the
I know
office.
her. I
Yeah.
know her.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Barbara.
Somebody said, how was Steve able to even fly that plane?
Yeah, exactly. He's all
That's-
like, all right, yeah, I just hit this. I hit this. Like, it's like, man, okay. He's not from World War II.
Right.
He's from World War
One.
I.
Yeah.
Like everything he sees should be freaking him the out.
Right.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, man, I did like his line that looks like I said, people, this is why I didn't hate it. I actually like the movie. I just don't think it's good, but I like it. I think it's all right. I've been talking to so many people like I like-ish this movie, or it's goodish, or I don't know how I feel, because I'm the same way. I'm like, man, believe me, I hate on movies when I hate them. I love on movies when I love them, and I'll be honest with things. I don't hate this movie. There's some things that I actually like. Like in this scene right here, I laughed hard.
Oh, I think you're talking about
with Steve.
Yeah, I laughed too. Yeah,
he's like, shit, man.
Yeah. That's what I do.
I forgot to tell you.
Will they shoot at us? Well, shit, Diana.
I do that. Yeah. Well, shit, Diana.
Yeah, he must have improv that.
I think he did.
Because that line actually felt like two people talking.
Yeah,
Right.
no, I agree with you completely.
Which is maybe the only line in this
Right,
movie that genuinely felt like two people talking.
I actually do like their relationship, and that's what I said in my review. That's one of the things that made me like it. Boy, let me talk about this Cheetah though, man.
Oh boy,
This Cheetah shit. Where I just said the end of this movie was just stupid, and my whole thing is that was just dumb to me, man. I mean, there's so many ways to create. I'm not against making this woman a cat lady, a cat woman, or a cheetah woman, cheetah lady, whatever. My whole thing was that she says, I want to be an apex predator. Mm-hmm. So The Rock actually turns her ass into a cat, to an animal. Apex predator. I mean, I guess it's that monkey's paw shit where it's just kind of like, all right, you literally asked for it.
Yeah. You asked for it, you got it, bitch.
You got it, but it was just, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I would have been cool with it. It just seemed like everything was just rushing to get one from one point to another. When you say that and you're talking about this is a monkey's paw type thing, it's like, oh wow, I meant apex predator as in I'm the alpha woman in the room. I think she should have been like, I didn't mean to be turned to a real fucking cat.
Yeah.
My God, I'm a mutant.
I expected to see that.
I'm a freak. But she was
that's
just
monkey's paw.
Yeah, that's monkey's paw. Which, by the way, I'm not saying this. The movie said this.
Yeah.
She looked in the mirror. I'm a freak. Damn you, Diana. That's some Joker shit right there.
Right. It should have been like what happened with Beast in First Class.
Yeah.
Like trying to do something and then it goes wrong.
Damn, I didn't think this through.
And then she goes crazy because of that or whatever.
Well, also, there's a whole big piece with Max Lord saying like, I need more people. I need to grant your wish so I can get more stuff or maybe get some health. And somebody comes along. He's like, hey, what can you wish for? He's like, well, I want this. And he's like, shit, you already got a wish.
Yeah.
I can't do yours. So when Cheetah comes up and says, he's like, hey, you want another wish? Let me give that to you.
Yeah.
I was like,
wait,
you just said you couldn't give two wishes.
And how come? And by the way, since everybody knows who Diana is, at least Cheetah does, how come the wish ain't kill that bitch? Get her out the picture. Here's the problem, people, with stories with wishes. It's like time travel. Mm-hmm. There's too many loopholes in there, too many plot holes that you can go through.
Yeah. How come you didn't just wish for this?
Yeah.
Right.
And those Cheetah effects, I like some of the effects in the movie. I didn't have a problem with a lot of them, but those Cheetah effects were pretty. I thought it got right down to. Some of it was all right, some of it was bad. My whole problem with the wish thing, I don't have a clip here or anything, but that's bullshit at the end there. Everybody rescinds their wish. I rescind my wish. I don't want my.
That's all it takes to just say I rescind my wish.
No.
Gosh. And see that a lot of what has made me angry after the fact is what people have written in defense of the movie when they say it's the message we need right now. I'm like, yes, this is the message you need to tell your kindergartner. Oh yes, greed is bad. We should look out for each other. You don't need a superhero movie to tell you that. That's ingrained. You should know that already. And it delivers it in such a sophomoric, not even sophomoric way, in such a basic way that it just has no real meaning to it.
The movie is fun, I think. I just think that there's that the basis of the story. The wish thing really is something that is very flawed when you get into it. Or you better have a really tight story if you're gonna play with something that loose. I can see plenty of people watching it and being like, I had a good time because I watched it at home on HBO because I had HBO, and I'm cool with that. Because even there were some parts I had fun with. I think Kristen Wiig was. I don't think her character had a lot of depth. I thought she was as good as she could be in it.
Yeah, she was as good as she could be.
Yeah, yeah.
She was better than I expected.
I think
all that stumbling at the beginning was getting on my nerves.
she's Jerry Lewis and shit.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but though, what I wanted to say was the main reasons why because there were things we couldn't say that were very spoilery that kept us from revealing in the review why we just didn't think it was as good as some other people out there. Which nothing against the people that did enjoy it. I don't care. I'm glad people have fun with it.
Yeah, I got nothing against you. We just have different opinions.
Well, I just didn't understand. I mean, listen, it's not for me to understand. If you enjoyed it and you thought it was the best DC movie, whatever, that's your opinion, and I mean that's cool. That's where I don't understand, but that's not for me to understand. It's all about opinions. Everybody got their things, and to me, it is a fun movie. But I just thought it could have been so much better.
Well, it's a comic book movie. What do you expect? And which is like the comic book movies have been a lot better than this. There's no reason, or it's your expectations were too high. And I was like, if you stop and think about what you said, you're saying like I shouldn't expect a good movie because yes, everyone agrees or almost everyone agrees the first movie was better. And based on the first movie and how good at least the first trailer was, it was reasonable to expect a much better movie than this. And I just feel like this was a big disappointment and a letdown on this character that I personally had been very excited about.
You know, not every movie is meant for every person. So I really don't have any issue with people's feelings about this. Just want to talk about things we couldn't talk about. Some things I think are purely legit out there with this.
Yeah, don't say I didn't like it because I'm a sourpuss or my expectations were too high. I have very specific reasons, legit reasons to not like this movie.
When I was younger, I would tell you this much. There are a few things I will not really, we're talking and we're sharing opinions. There's a few things I would not really accept from people if we are truly talking. We're just in passing. Or what'd you think about Wonder Woman? That was cool. What'd you think? Okay, I thought it was all right. All right, that's cool. Nobody cares. But if we're having a discussion and somebody brings up, well, it's a comic book movie or it's just a movie. I used to stop people like, look, if we're gonna go into some like true criticism, don't come at me with that. It's an action movie. It's a comic book movie. Because that means you're supposed to accept things no matter what, just because it's in a certain category, and that's not the case. Tell me why you like a movie, and I'll tell you why I don't. And if you give me good reasons, or if you back up your opinions, I'll back up mine. That's great. But I used to stop people back in the day. Well, it's a comic book movie. I said, if you're gonna be on this show, you got to stop that shit. This is when we're doing the cable access show. I was like, if you're gonna be here, I do not want to hear that anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go, folks. Hope nobody's offended by this. If the women liked it, or and families liked it, awesome. All right.